Thank you very much. We have ended with our woman and the examination of the abdomen. This afternoon, we're going to go to do vaginal examination to see how this woman, how far she has dilated and how labor will be progressing. We already know we have to provide our privacy, wear a Macintosh apron, explain the procedure to the woman, wash our hands, bring our tray to the side where she is, and then we carry out our procedure. And we know that during vaginal examination, it is not only the cervical dilatation that we are dealing with. There are so many things that we have to look out for. And when, after explaining the procedure to the woman and asking her to pass urine, she will then be helped to lie on the couch or on the bed, whichever area is suitable to examine the vagina for her. So when she lies down, she taps or she opens up her left leg, the legs. We have to do observation of the vulva. That is the external genitalia, where you look out for varicose veins, that is varicosities, rashes, scars from previous death or genital cutting, that is female mutilation, or discharges for edema, swelling all over that area, and then discharges, the color, and then the odor that will be blowing. All this will inform us of what kind of thing we are dealing with before you will even enter the vagina itself to do the examination. So as we enter, we also feel for the warmth of the vaginal environment, which is normal. Whether the place is hot, which may be an indication of the woman having an infection, or if the place is also dry, it is also a sign of infection. So you look at for all these things. Having done that, you progress, go into look out for the cervix or the cervical os. So with the cervical os, you also find out if the cervical os is effaced or not effaced at all, partial or fully effaced. So that you enter. And the state of the os, whether it is soft or thick or thin, before you enter into the os. Then when you enter into the os, the cervical os, you also check whether the membranes are intact. They are intact, they are not yet ruptured. You note that. If it is ruptured, you look out for the color of the light and how far the cervical os has dilated for you to note that. And then when you know the cervical dilatation, you still move on. Sorry, you go downwards. In fact, sometimes the cervical os is not centrally situated. It may be posteriorly situated. If it is posteriorly situated, That means that your finger should go downwards and then bring it upwards. Sometimes it is at the lateral side. You also have to look for it. And then you open up and you get your dilatation. Now you move downwards to do your diagonal measurement. You look out for the ischial spines before you go downwards to see if the ischial spines are blunt or they are sharp. That will tell you what is happening. Is that if they are blunt, the pelvis is adequate. If they are sharp, it reduces the cavity. So there may be problems with the woman's labor. Then, as you come out, you see the pubic arch. So going downwards, your palm will be facing downwards and coming up to feel for the pubic arch measurement. That one too, the palm will face upwards. So I will put it like the lower border of the symphysis pubis. So the space between there, you enter with two fingers to see if the place is very tight or it can accommodate the two fingers. If it can accommodate, it means that the pelvis is adequate for you to assess. You are doing vaginal examination together with the pelvis assessment. And that's why I'm mentioning all these things so that when you come out, you know the diagnosis you are going to give to your woman.
Hello, sister.
Hello.
Please, you said something about the checking the symphysis pubis to check whether the pelvis is adequate.
No, I
And you
said
said
the
that
lower border of the symphysis pubis where we get the pubic arch.
yes, please. And you said as you are coming out from the vagina,
Pardon.
you check that.
Come
Please,
again.
you
Come
said,
again.
please, there's somebody this. Please, you said that as you are coming out from the vagina after the examination, you try to check whether your finger, is it the two finger will accommodate the pubic arch to know whether it's adequate. Can you please take that place again? I didn't get you well.
You didn't get
Thank
it.
you.
That's what I was saying, that after you are done with the vaginal examination, with your diagonal measurement, with your ischial spine being blunt, and then as you come out, you turn the palm to face upwards. Then you enter into that space. That is the pubic arch under there, and that was what I was saying. That is the lower border. Lower border. From the lower border downwards is where you find the pubic arch. Over there, the space there, you fit in your two fingers. Now, if the two fingers can accommodate that space over there, that means that the woman has a broad, or the pelvis is adequate for the woman to deliver.
Okay. Thank you very
That is
much.
what I was trying to say. Now, as you come out, you look out your, no, within, sorry, I'll go back to inside the vagina. You also look out for the molding, and that one is readily accessible when the membranes are ruptured. Yes, the molding. So if there is the overlapping or it is the touching of the uh, parietal bones, you note that. Then as you come out, you also, there's a space where we call the interstitial space. After I'm done, I will go back to that area to make sure that the woman's pelvis is adequate. And so when you are done with everything, Then you draw a conclusion or a diagnosis for your woman. So that is the vaginal examination. It's just an explanatory something I did. You are going to go to the woman, explain the procedure to her, ask her to make, then I'll wear my Macintosh apron, bring my do the answer you ask me uh, we are continuing the examination. You already
Sister Anastasia, please put off your mic, we beg.
Oh, sorry.
once you finish, we are going to examine the vagina to see how far your cervix or the womb, the mouth of the womb, how far it has opened. Then whatever we find out, I'll communicate everything to you. Please, do you want to urinate now? Okay, thank you very much. So I'm going to bring my items and then I'll take the examination. And so, Master, I've come. So you open your, you push the clothes upwards for me to have access to the vagina. Mr. Mary, I'm coming to clean the vagina for you, okay? Before I'll put my fingers there. Then I'll pass. This I'm touching your vagina. Sorry. Sorry, why? Five, three, four. Sorry. Next, you need to draw your clothing. So, you can lie on your left side to help the baby to get more blood. Okay. So, after examining your abdomen, madam, after examining your vagina, this board is called dilatation board. That is to tell us how far the opening of the womb has reached. And I entered, it starts from 1 up to 10. Yours was 3. It means that 2 fingers could enter. It was very, very tight. I couldn't open up. So that is for 3 centimeters for you. Okay. So it will open gradually up to 10 centimeters. When it reaches 10, it means that the whole mouth of the womb is fully open. Then the baby is ready to come. So that is how it is going to behave. But after 4 hours, I'll come back to check the vagina, the opening of the womb or the cervical dilatation again to see how far you have progressed. Please, the part that I put there, if it gets soaked, you change and take another one. If it falls down, please don't put it back because it brings infection to you. Please, is that okay? You can still walk around because the bag of waters or the membranes are not yet busted. It hasn't broken yet. So you can still be walking around your bed in the form of exercise. Do you have any question to ask? If there is no question,
Madam.
Yes.
Please, madam.
Yeah.
The missing of the chlorhexidine for vaginal examination, do you have any way of missing it, or it depends only on the manufacturer's instruction?
I didn't get you. Please,
I said the missing of, yeah, or dilution of the chlorhexidine for vaginal examination. Is there any way of how to do it, or it depends only on the manufacturer's
percentage that they bring?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then my second question:
do you use Savlon or chlorhexidine or Dettol?
Savlon.
Savlon.
You use Savlon.
The chlorhexidine.
You use chlorhexidine. Okay. So it depends on the manufacturer's destiny.
Because one school of thought says that you can use 1 to 40 parts of water. 1 part of the Savlon,
the concentrated one.
Yeah. I want to find out how far that.
Some manufacturers will even add how to even get the percentage.
Okay.
Yes.
And my second question has to do with the descent.
The descent.
Can you assess? Yeah. Can you assess the descent vaginally?
Sure. Vaginally.
Okay.
Yeah. Vaginally, we can assess.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Vaginally, we can assess, and it depends on where the ischial spine. You know, the ischial spine, if fetus's head is below the ischial spine, it is a plus. If it is above the ischial spine, it is minus. That means that the head is high. So we have the plus and then we have the minus. But then you have to go down, feel for the ischial spine, and then try to get the occiput of the fetus's head in a well-flexed presentation. So that you can, if your finger is able to reach the occiput, and then it moves to where you can feel the posterior frontal. Then it means that the head. So you know that we are accustomed to using the abdomen for assessing the descent. But the obstetricians will normally use the vaginum to assess the descent. Sometimes when you go there, it's very painful.
Yes.
It means that you have to go deep down. You see, then these women will be crying. Sometimes they will even pull your hand. That is very painful. They may not accept or agree to your examination. But as midwives, we are doing degree midwifery. So we are going higher. So we should try and use that the minuses and the
Please, is that a station?
Hello, ma.
Hello, sister.
Yeah.
Please, I have a question. With the wearing of the gloves, I saw that you first put on the surgical glove and then wore the examination glove.
To remove
but
it.
You've been told that if you do that, you are rather introducing infection to contaminating the surgical glove. So it will be advisable to wear the examination glove to swab first. Then you remove it and put on the surgical mask to do the examination. Thank you.
So that is the practice now.
Yes, sister.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
You remove it and wash your hands again before wearing the surgical one.
Please, I still want clarification on the dilution of the Savlon or the chlorhexidine. One of my sisters asked whether you measure, depending on the container you use. You measure the Savlon, 1 part of Savlon, then to how many parts of water?
Yes.
To how many parts of water?
40.
40.
So it depends on the container that you are using.
Okay.
If you are using a measuring jug, you measure up to the level, let's say about 1,000 mils or 500 mils. It means that you are mixing it up into a gallon, which you'll be using until it gets finished.
And please, if you do that, for how long will you keep it?
You said for how long?
Yeah.
Oh, in a busy hospital, that small gallon is about 3 liters or 4 liters of, yeah. You can use it within 24 hours, it will get finished. Then you prepare another one. But
Hello.
in a small hospital, you may not mix up to So it means that if you are to mix about half, that means that you take half part of the Savlon and then you add 20 parts of the water so that you get a reduced quantity.
Okay.
So it depends on the quantity.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, ma.
Hello.
Hello, Ma. Please,
Yeah.
network was not good. We just joined, or we don't know what you are discussing.
You just joined. We did
Yes,
vagina,
ma.
we did vagina examination. We finished with the procedure.
Okay, ma.
And some of your colleagues are asking some questions. So we are just answering the questions that they are asking.
Hello, ma.
Yeah.
I also learned that with the vaginal examination, as far as the first part of the thing, when you are going to do the examination with the of the sablon, one part of sablon, 29 of water, taking it first. I'm getting a little bit confused as to the one.
Getting confused on what, please? I didn't
The
even.
one is to
What?
yes, recently we had a workshop on this, and we were told that we should one part of Savlon with whichever container you
are
put
using
29 parts and mix with it so that it will be 30. In also one part of Savlon. That's what so I'm asking whether it's okay or is the one part to 40.
Okay, formally, I think it was 1 part to 40. So now they have revised the standard. You said you had a workshop.
Yes, please.
You know, Ghana Health Service, every day they have a workshop and they add new things and all that. So once you've attended the workshop, it is 1 part, 29 parts. That's what.
Thank you.
But then it depends on the
Manufacturer.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sister.
Yes.
Please, I would like to find out from my colleague at the workshop, what kind of strength, what strength did they use? That's why they end up in adding 29 parts of water, because normally it comes with the strength. So I would like to find out from her, what is the strength? Thank you.
Due to what is your strength? Please, that's why earlier I asked. It depends on the strength. So that's why I asked if it is even 1 part of Savlon to 40 parts, what is the strength for that one?
They will normally,
I'm not disputing.
Hello.
They will normally write it
disputing
on the container. It depends on the container which is holding the Savlon. It's the same thing as with chlorine solution that we prepare. It depends on the percentage of what is written on the gallon or the bottle or the drum. So in some big hospitals, when it comes, they will dilute. So when you go and take it from the source, you're not going to dilute again. You just need to use it as you collected it. So it depends. So with the vaginal examination, please, as midwives, we have to, after everything, you have to do your pelvic assessment and everything and add it to your documentation. It is not just after vaginal examination, you write cervical os, Oh, she's 6 cm dilated, membranes intact, molding plus, and there is the liquor is membranes are intact. So, you should go further than that. You should write all your findings. So that, for example, if you are referring me from your end to another tertiary hospital, you include all that you assess. So that there will be a difference. There will be a difference. Because you'll be adding up all what you did for the woman to diagnose that this woman's pelvis is adequate, and that we should have confidence in ourselves, and as we do the right thing, we are good to go.
Hello, ma.
Hello.
Please, still with the Savlon. My colleagues were discussing that 1 to 40 or 1 to 29. You said it depends on the strength. If it depends on the strength, I want to know if there is a formula that we use to work, as in the chlorine, that if you have 5%, you know how to work it out to get the number of water you need to add for the chlorine. Is it the same as the Savlon? Since we are having differences, I want to know whether there is also a formula as to how to work with the Savlon when you get the strength from the manufacturer.
The manufacturer, if you get the strength. With the formula, that's what we're saying, that the measurement, the container that you use to do the measuring. In fact, with this Savlon problem, it's not today that people are fighting about it. It's a long time. You go to the pharmacy and then you collect, you add them the strength of the Savlon. They don't even know. Some of them cannot even pinpoint that it is 10%, it is 20%, it is 5%, it is 8%. But then you know that if you take, vaginal examination, we don't use, we normally will call it the weak Savlon, so that it will not be deep as you take it raw. And with the raw, you use the container that you use to pick the Savlon. Then you add. Now, our colleague was saying that 29 parts of water to 1 part, and then you get 30. And as to you get the 30, what is the percentage now? Like if you dilute chlorine solution, as you calculate and then you minus, you've gotten 0.5%. Are you getting my point?
Hello, sister.
Yes, my dear.
Please, concerning the Savlon, when you pick the Savlon itself, the one that was manufactured by Johnson, I don't know if they have other types. How to use it is written on it at the back.
The
So I think, and they've written on it at the back. Okay. They've written for first aid, you dilute 5 ml in 100 ml of water. For general antiseptic cleansing, you dilute 60 to 90 ml in 5 to 1.5 liters of water. So I think we can follow this guideline in mixing.
But there may be other manufacturers too.
Yeah.
That makes the differences. Actually, that makes the differences. So let's not stress this matter of how long. David, you can drop that. Look at other areas of importance.